Well, I can't say I'm at all surprised considering the calibre of constables that we're seeing these days, but it appears the Metropolitan Police have been hiring recruits without even holding a face-to-face interview. Apparently, according to reports, even now police are being hired with mostly online assessments as face-to-face interviews were dropped because of COVID. It's been said that the virtual hiring procedure has been kept in place to help with hitting hiring targets, with clearly no concern about the standard of person being hired. And this isn't just down to the Met, by the way, this is partly to do with the recruitment targets that was set by Bojo. Now, although the Met are still doing virtual recruitment for virtually no bloody reason, other police forces are said to have brought back face-to-face interviews. In response to the revelation, which, let's face it, isn't really a revelation to the Met as they knew it was happening all along, they've said that they will bring back face-to-face interviews by the end of the year. This, of course, means that practically any Tom, Dick, Sally or Ali can still get through with a bit of bullshitting for the next 11 months. Yay, just what we want to hear. Policing Minister Chris Phelp has said the Met should reintroduce the face-to-face interviews as soon as possible, but has clearly fallen short of ordering them to do that, or at least requesting a Home Office order it. A spokeswoman for the Met said, as the largest police service, the Met has recruited more constables than any other force in England and Wales, growing by more than 4,000 since 2018 to over 34,000. We continue to develop our processes to ensure they are both efficient, but importantly ensure we recruit the best of the best for London. To do this, every applicant is initially assessed online to ensure they meet our standards. Those who do not will not progress further. We assess in person applicants who are successful at this stage, evaluating their response in a number of role-play scenarios. We will be reintroducing an extra assessment at this stage later in the year, in which candidates will also be interviewed in person and assessed against our values and integrity, compassion, courage, professionalism and respect. Well, if what we've seen is the best of the best, I'd hate to see the best of the worst. I think it's incredible that this has been happening. I mean, even with COVID, I can't imagine anyone hiring somebody without a face-to-face interview for any job. Face-to-face obviously meaning in person and not actually face-to-face. So it could have been done in person still, even if you felt you needed precautions in place. Now, it seems to me that the police, much like doctors these days, by the way, want more pay for less work and will try to find any route they can to do less work, even at the expense of the people paying them. What else doesn't surprise me is that Mark Rowley, Commissioner of the Met, has said that 2 to 3 Met constables are facing charges every week on criminal charges rather than misconduct.
You said 1,000 people have been pulled out from this big review you've done. But how many are there outside of that 1,000, such as the case we've had today, that you know are going through the justice system that we might see coming out in the coming weeks and months?
I mean, looking at just the next few weeks ahead, most weeks there's 2 or 3 officers going to court for criminal cases, which tends to be a mix of sort of dishonesty, violence, and sort of violence against women and girls type offences, domestic abuse, sexual offences, etc. So there's probably 2 or 3 a week that are sort of appearing at court.
These are said to be a mix of dishonesty, violence and violence against women and girls, which in fairness should be encompassed under the violence bracket, but you know, everything's woke these days. Speaking at a meeting of the London Assembly's Police and Crime Commission, Rowley apologised to the victims of former scumbag David Carrick, now one of the country's most prolific sex offenders, and said the public should prepare for more painful stories as we confront cases that corrupt our integrity. Now, I don't think the general public need to be prepared. We already know how corrupt and bent you are. If anyone needs preparing, it's me having to try and report on them all.